It's Levack Goz on 104.5 The Team.
We're live from the Century House in Latham for J.P. Hunsinger's Wide World of Sports 4. And we're thrilled to be joined by our friend Byron Hunt, thanks to our friends at Katie O'Byrne's. And, of course, Katie O'Byrne's is a great place to hang out and enjoy yourself. But you also, there's some special stuff going on over at Katie's I'll get to in just a minute. But first, Byron, we get the big win in London. We're going into the bye week. What's your report card on the Giants so far?
Wow, the report card, guys, and let me tell you, it is a tough one. And last time I spoke to you guys, and we all knew the Giants were going to travel across the pond, and I said that I saw the Who in concert, one of the first concerts I ever saw when I came from Texas up to New York at Shea Stadium. And the question is, who are these guys? You know, one of the great songs the Who sings is, "Who are you?" I really want to know, does anybody know who or what this team is? It's very confusing. I've talked to so many people. I even heard my old teammate from the Giants, Phil Simms. And, guys, don't forget, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary from the first Super Bowl in 1986 for the New York Giants. And he said, and I quote this, "The Giants have a lot of upside." How great is that?
I mean, it's like you guys were teammates or something.
So the report card, you know, guys, I can't give them more than a C. I'm just going to say C, and that's not very good. But it's quite honestly very difficult to understand exactly where this team is going. Yes, I think they're hustling on offense. I mean, they still got too many penalties. You know, still turning the ball over, and we saw it coming out the gate. Still getting down early in the game. They were down 10-0, across the pond. And that's not a good way to start. I don't care who you are. But I think the positive is that the Giants found the running back they always look for. And he's in the secondary.
Oh, man. Byron Hunt is joining us right here on 104.5 The Team. Thanks to our friends at Katie O'Byrne's. A big Halloween party at Katie O'Byrne's Saturday night with the band The Accents. Grand prize for best costume is a pair of lower-level Cowboys versus Giants tickets. Many other prizes will be handed out as well. Byron Hunt with us right now.
One of those plays that sparked the Giants when it was that interception return by Landon Collins. Byron, you play defense. When you get some of these DBs or linebackers with the ball on defense, they look like they're trying out for running back or wide receiver. What gets in that defensive player's mind when they finally make that big play and trying to get to the end zone? And the teammates are trying to throw them some blocks. Do you remember situations like that throughout your career and the excitement you guys had?
All the time, guys, and I tell people this, and you see it, is those offensive linemen, those guys don't want to make any tackles. Usually the person, this is a lot different than it used to be when I was playing, but the person that you had to tackle was the quarterback, because the quarterback had the most incentive to make the tackle, because he's the one that's most of the time responsible for the interception. But let me tell you, from a defensive perspective, I see what the Giants are doing, and they're hustling to the ball, guys. And Landon Collins said this in a quote. He says, and I'm not going to quote him exactly, but in paraphrase it, he says, "We have started to run to the ball." And you saw that. You saw those tip passes. You saw those interceptions. I mean, you saw the defensive line hustling. You saw everybody, once the ball was in the air and it's in the hands of the Giants defensive backs, which was 4 times this game, which was tremendous, that those guys blocked. And I think what they had said is that when we get our hands on the ball, we need to score, because our offense is having a tough time scoring. And that's the philosophy you have to have when you get these turnovers. The Giants got 4 turnovers, and let me tell you, ESPN, all the Giants fans out there, they missed every one of them.
Byron Hunt with us right now. So Byron, is that something, we were watching Landon Collins and Goz and I were watching the game live. I saw that nose for the end zone that he had at Bama. Is that a mindset that becomes contagious? And will we hopefully, as Giants fans, see that defense kind of pick up and carry the offense along with them?
Well, I sure hope so. We had that when I was playing with the Giants. And, I mean, we were always in the top 5, most times 1 or 2 in the NFL. And let me tell you, when your offense is struggling, you are thinking, we have got to get more turnovers. We got to get our ball, give the ball to our offense more times. And, guys, the offense has been that game, I mean, it's been kind of pathetic. I mean, 196 yards, really the only good thing about it, I mean, Eli Manning threw to 10 different receivers. That's good. For 196 yards, great. But only 36 yards rushing? I mean, that is let me tell you, the formula that is not a winning formula, guys. It is not a winning formula. If you look at, I can't take it. Just looking at the numbers, I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, Case Keenum, basically, except for the 4 interceptions, which, I mean, some people would say, a couple of those balls should have been caught, this, that, and the other. But just remember, with less than a minute or about a minute to go in the game, the Rams are on the Giants' 15-yard line with a chance to tie it up or maybe win it if they go for 2 and get it. So it is still going down to the wire, and, it's very, very difficult to understand from a Giant perspective where this team is going. And, guys, they got 2 weeks to figure it out because they got the Eagles next at home.
And that's in 2 weeks because the Giants are heading towards their bye week. Byron, when you were playing, what was your schedule like during that bye week?
Hey, guys, bye week. You got to remember, the bye weeks didn't start until sometimes in the 90s. We didn't have any bye weeks. You know what a bye week was for us? Having a Monday off after a win. That was about it. That was a bye week. I don't think we ever got a bye week. Are you kidding me? Guys, come on now. A bye week?
Do you look at...
We played from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. And you know what? Those preseason games, some of them, especially the last 2 games, were like regular season games. And then almost every year. I mean, we didn't go to the playoffs in 82 or 83, but just about every other year we went to the playoffs. So you had some long, long seasons. And so a bye, we had Mondays off. That was it for the bye week, guys. So we didn't have bye weeks. Can you guys believe that?
That's crazy. Well, that blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a part of us watching the game now is we're like, oh, okay, here comes the bye week. Byron, do you guys, do players of your era look at these guys who have bye weeks and think they're, for lack of a better word, a little soft?
Well, I can't say they're a little soft. This is what happens is you're a product of your environment, and, it's kind of one of those things where if you're actually competing against each other in pads on a regular basis, instead of having 14 padded practice, I guess during the course of the season, having a short training camp and where you can only wear pads once a day or 2 times a week, then your training regimen is going to be different. The ability to be able to take those shots. Hey guys, we watch the games. I mean, those guys are physical out there, but it's just like you're not used to being hit. So, of course, you're going to have a lot more nicks, a lot more bruises, and the guys, people would say, yes, they're tough, but when you get hit and you're not used to getting hit a lot, then you're probably going to get hurt a little bit more, and, of course, the injuries come with that. And eventually those hurts pile up to be injuries. And that's what we're seeing around the NFL. I mean, it's not just the Giants. I mean, every team's got to deal with this. Look at the Giants at the running back situation. I don't know. I mean, they've been running. I don't know how many, 4 or 5 running backs. So I still think that, yes, the injuries play a big part of the game. And, guys, just remember the most constant player on that New York Giants football football team is number 10. He hangs in there from week to week, so I'm sure this bye week is going to help him because he's been hit a little bit too much.
Byron Hunt joining us, Levack and Goz on 104.5 The Team. Thanks to our friends at Katie O'Byrne's big Halloween party coming up this Saturday night with great prizes. So, Byron, we had an argument here on the show a little earlier today, and I love that you're here because you can settle this. Joe Namath called out Geno Smith on Twitter, said, if your knee is hurt so bad, why are you standing on the sideline? Can't be that bad. Goz thinks that he shouldn't have called him out. I think it's great because Joe Namath is basically a fan at this point. Where do you stand on the greats and the Super Bowl winners like yourselves calling out the youngsters nowadays?
Well, it's very difficult, guys, to go against Joe Namath. We go back and we remember the last time. And you know what? If somebody's going to call out anybody, why not Joe Namath? Hey, he predicted a win back in '69, guys. And one thing about Joe Namath, he's a very smart guy, and he called that win, and they went out and done it. And I spoke to a guy named Ralph Baker, who was a linebacker on that '69 championship team, and he said to me, he says, Byron, he says, we had the best defense in the NFL, and Joe Namath knew it. So he was basically saying, hey, our defense is good enough to stop them, and that's exactly what happened. So if Joe Namath is going to call you out, then I think it's okay. I mean, the guy who had more tape on them? I mean, Joe Namath probably had about 15 rolls of tape on those knees, guys, and he hung in there, and he led that team to a championship. I know a lot of people don't like that when former players criticize the players of the day, but if anybody's going to do it, why not Joe Namath? Come on, he's got a Super Bowl. How many other quarterbacks for the New York Jets have a Super Bowl ring?
For being a starter, that's it.
That's just for the Super Bowl. So, hey, guys, look, I got a lot of respect for Joe Namath. He does call it like it is. That's for sure.
Byron Hunt. So, Byron, last time we talked to you, you were working out the details on making your way up here to hang out with us at KDO's. Did you figure it out? Can we announce anything?
Wow, we haven't finalized anything yet, guys. But I am still working on it. But I think I'm going to have to tell you guys off air here because I don't have it completely worked out yet. But I would like to say something about Katie O'Byrne, guys. And I know this is something that happened locally at Notre Dame Bishop. They had a bad fire in their field house, and they lost all their equipment. So if there's anybody out there that's willing to reach out and help a team in a bad situation, I know they're in the playoffs up there, but go to Katie O'Byrne's Facebook page, and you can find all about it. But that was a tragic thing that happened locally there, right there in our community up there in the Albany area. And Katie O'Byrne had asked me to say something, and I just wanted to say something about it. And our hearts go out to those guys and the entire coaching staff and the school, because that's a tragic thing to have a fire and lose all your equipment.
Absolutely. Byron, we appreciate you. We thank Katie O'Byrne for getting you on with us each week, and look forward to talking to you next week. Well, next week we can kind of relax because we can just prepare for the Eagles game.
And let me tell you guys, I've had the pleasure of listening to the Fanatic. That's a station down in Philly. It might be an ESPN station, I'm not sure. But you would think that they have the best team in the NFL, and I'm telling you, they are going to come to MetLife Stadium, and it is going to be a Eagle out. So, Giant fans, come to the game. Don't sell your tickets on StubHub. Don't sell your tickets to some Eagle fans. Come to the game. Cheer your team on. The Giants got 3 games at home, and they're going to need it, guys. And, hey, there's a lot of good news here. Yes, the bad news is the Giants are still last in the NFC East. But in any of these other conferences, in any of these other divisions, most time they be in second place. So it's not bad across the NFL spectrum. When you look at all the other 32 teams, it just looks bad right now in the NFC East.
Byron, we appreciate your time. We'll talk to you next week, sir.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you. Byron Hunt, of course, brought to us by Katie O'Burns. Katie O'Burns having their big Halloween party this Saturday night. The band The Accents will be playing. Grand prize for best costume, a pair of lower-level Cowboys versus Giants tickets. Many other great prizes will be handed out. JK over there always has great prizes.
Yeah, love The Accents, too. Love them all. British accents, Australian accents.
No, this is a band named The Accents.
Oh,
shut up. You're an idiot. I love you.
I'm sure the accents are good.
All right, let's do. We're live, and more and more people are starting to get here already. JP's Wide World of Sports. JP, the man of the hour, just walked in a little while ago. The Wide World of Sports 4 going to get started in less than 30. We're coming back with headlines live from the Century House in Latham next.